Hello everybody, it's vanburman here. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm just going to be doing a channel vlog, I guess. Or just what do some YouTubers call it? A talking head video, I suppose. So there's not going to be anything visual up, although I don't usually put anything visual up. But I did feel as though I wanted to make a video just with a general update of what's going on, what hopefully is coming up, and all that, and I suppose what I'm doing outside of YouTube as well, or outside of the stuff I put up on YouTube. So in terms of games, the big one I've been playing recently is Greedfall, and obviously The Outer Worlds, but that's on the channel anyway, so I don't need to really mention that one. Greedfall came out 2018, I think. It's by Focus Publishers. They did Alone in the Dark, or they acquired Alone in the Dark at some point, I think. They're sort of, some people would call them a AA publisher, I guess. So they make middling games, usually games that have a good idea behind them, but are not quite executed as polished as they could be. Not that like AAA game companies get it right, by the way. That's not what I'm trying to say at all. But yes, Focus has got a checkered past, I suppose, in terms of the quality of its games. And I can't remember the name of the game developer. Probably should have looked up before I started recording. It's something like Stone Snake or Snake Stone. I'm going to have to look it up now. But anyway, they also worked on the Technomancer game that I believe probably did a video on, I think. And I actually pre-ordered that one. And I was, what is Stone Snake? It's by spiders. Anyway, snake spiders. Yeah, so they worked on the Technomancer, a game I was actually really looking forward to playing, and I didn't like it, unfortunately, because it had like a lot of the stuff that I would normally like and that I was quite excited for. And in many ways, Greedfall sort of takes all of the good stuff that was in Technomancer and improves on all the bad stuff. And I think if they made Technomancer with the same level of competency that they've gone into Greedfall with, Greedfall's not perfect, but Technomancer would have been a really, good playable game. And I think actually I would prefer the sort of Technomancer universe and style as opposed to Greedfall personally. So I'm not really keen on that whole swashbuckling type of gameplay. And now I'm going to totally contradict that by saying I've also been playing Sea of Thieves. Bit of a theme there, I suppose, in a sense. And I've been thoroughly enjoying that. I think I'm glad to have come to it so late on. One of my friends who used to go to university with plays it. And I said, yeah, go on then, I'll get it. I bought the Xbox Game Pass. You get like a month for £1. Because I didn't really want to buy Sea of Thieves because I didn't think too much of it necessarily. I thought it looked alright in concept, but in the I saw a lot of the early stuff and I wasn't really that impressed. I didn't think there was that much to do, and it is, in some ways it's really good, and in other ways it's not so great. It is definitely one to play with people, and I've really enjoyed that. I went on to Bull 1060's stream. If you're a big viewer of the channel, probably not. He was the owner of Yorkshire Gamers when I used to play Arma 3 Altis Life. I put a couple of videos up of that, and I thoroughly enjoyed playing that with him, and it was, good, really good. I did remark that actually it's quite similar to a game called Air Buccaneers, which I've probably also put on the channel at some point, and that is, in that one you pilot a airship rather than a ship a ship in the air rather than a ship in the sea. And I thoroughly enjoyed that game as well. It was, Sea of Thieves definitely had a lot more money behind it than Air Buccaneers, but similar concepts, one done much later on than the other. But yeah, it was, really good for the time I played it, and for the price I definitely got my money's worth, that's for certain. So there's stuff I've been playing that I've not been recording. I do plan on doing something for Greedfall. So Greedfall released last year, 2019. So it's not even that old. I did see it at the start of this year, but couldn't convince myself to pull the trigger. The Black Friday sale came out, and I thought, you know what? I will get it, just play it play the first bit, see if I like it, and yeah, it's well worth the money. I think Greedfall probably is worth the money full price, let alone I think it was about half price on the Steam Black Friday sale. So that is all really, like, from a game perspective, really good. I've not played. I don't think Sea of Thieves disappointed me. Sea of Thieves has impressed me. Greedfall has impressed me. I'm really enjoying the Outer Worlds DLC. In terms of games, things are going really well. And they say, you have the high before a fall, and the next big one to come out is Cyberpunk. So, not really my type of game per se in terms of like the aesthetics necessarily. So, it is my type of game in terms of developed by which series, CG Projekt Red, action RPG, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, very much in my wheelhouse. Not so much within like the sort of like GTA open world style, but I'm not really sure how that'll be. I'll be honest with you, I've stayed away from as much of the like marketing BS, which is basically what it is, around it as much as possible. So, waiting to experience that for myself. There'll be stuff about that on the channel, of course. So expect to see that at some point. The other one that I really want to play is Empire of Sin, because it seems very similar to XCOM, that style of game. And I always like to support the games that go out and sort of portray the styles that I like, because they are seeming to become more and more niche, unfortunately. And I don't know if that's just like everyone needs to have like action RPGs, Twitch shooters. I don't know if that's sort of where it's been going that way for a long while. It's the writing has been on the wall, but in terms of like turn-based strategy RPG games, we're struggling. So you have to really, I feel a big burden to support those when they come out, or at least play them and hope that they're good. But yeah, it's difficult at times, I must say. Project Phoenix, really good game, by the way. I know I've already mentioned this before. I've done a video on it, but I would totally recommend that game if you like XCOM. And if you've not played any of them, get XCOM, I would say. Baldur's Gate 3, of course, I've played. I don't think I still need to do a video for the channel on that one. I imagine now I may just wait until it's in full release, do something then. But I played through the whole beta on that one. Once again, that was a really good experience. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Runs on the new D&D rule set. So if you're playing D&D already, you'll be well into that. Might be good for, obviously, it is unfortunately £50, but it's something I could definitely recommend to people like Interghost, who is a viewer of the channel. He's got his own channel. Check him out. He does some really good stuff, but he's like getting into the whole D&D side of things, and the Larian Studios, their games are sort of based on those mechanics. So Divinity and Baldur's Gate 3. So that sort of thing, if you are into that, then that would be a sort of a natural game progression. Ugh, sorry, mixing my words. I've got some stuff. I've bought a bit more lighting, so I've got an extra light on my ring light already. And I also have my light box over in the other corner as well. So everything at the minute, all the light stuff is turned on. It's not all turned on to the max because it would blind me. But that's something I wanted to do for a long while, to get a good amount of light in here. Mainly for also taking pictures of my computer. So anyone that follows me on Instagram will see the new case that I bought. I'm really impressed with it. It's absolutely like massive. Much bigger than my other case. Mainly in terms of length. You could fit, I almost feel like you could fit two computers in there. Two M-ATX boards, probably almost side by side. Well, it's more like length, isn't it? But yeah, no, you could almost fit two ATX boards side by side. If you don't have any cutouts, of course. So, that's nice. That's, got the new parts as well. So I've been really impressed so far with my computer. I've ran some benchmarks on 3080, 3090. I've got a video that I just need to work on. I've done all the groundwork for. I've got a few like that at the minute, which I just need to invest like the few hours to put them together and make them. But I suppose that's like the least fun time out of everything. And yeah, one thing I would say is that I was rendering my... I can't remember which episode it was now. Whichever one was the longest episode of the Outer Worlds video that I've done. And for comparison, you know, usually that would have taken me... It's like a 32-minute video, I think. That would have probably taken me about 20 minutes previously to render. And I've rendered it with the new setup, so it also leverages the GPU as well. That's a good thing about the NVIDIA cards. They've got the CUDA that you can use for Premiere Pro. And it took 4 minutes, 3.5 to 4 minutes. Lightning quick. I have never seen... I've never had a video process that quickly. Obviously, it's only 1080p, 60 FPS, so it's nothing like, you know, groundbreaking in terms of fidelity. It's not a 4K video or anything like that. But just to see like that amount of time, usually I would put it on, go make a cup of tea, come back. You know, whereas now it's put it on, check my phone, and it's done, which is really impressive, I must say. So I know that the new parts are really good. They're a they're a good improvement on previous gens, but blown away. So that's just a bit of a use case, I guess, for you in terms of all that. My voice is starting to go now. Maybe that's a good time to end it because it's been going on for a while. So thank you everyone for watching. There is other stuff I could talk about, but we'll have to save that for another time. Oh yeah, there was one more thing I was going to mention actually, which is quite interesting. So this is just a personal note, so you feel free to click off if you're not really that interested, but I took out a free trial on Ancestry actually, because I've been having to deal with I've had to deal with the obligation, the duty, I guess, of writing my grandparents' headstone. Okay, not great, but you know, you do sort of it is a time for reflection. It is, you know, it is emotional, and I was curious about how far back I could go in terms of my relatives. So I took out a 14-day trial on Ancestry, not an ad by the way, and because I've got some certainty as to as far back as my great great granddad, that's as far back as I can go with like certainty. Yes, I know these people's names, I've heard them spoke about, I know what ages ages and stuff they were and all that sort of. Through like birth certificates, death certificates, censuses, I was able to, I'm not like 100% certain it is definitely these people, you know, once you start getting back a couple of 100 years, or over 250 years, but like it seems like everything matches up, and it matches up with other people's records as well. But I was able to go back, effectively 400 years, which... back to the 1624 or 1625, something like that. Absolutely incredible. And it's funny to see like where my family, or where at that point we originated from, I guess. And there were loads of people in that area for ages. Can't remember, it's down in Buckinghamshire, I think. Yeah, in Buckinghamshire. And we were there for quite a while before moving up north. Up north from Buckinghamshire, not up north. But yeah, it was really, really interesting actually. And I think if it is something that a lot of people aren't interested in, if it is something you are interested in, and you've got any amount of sort of family knowledge, I have only a little bit, and obviously when people are gone, you can't ask the questions. Then it becomes a bit more difficult, to do that. I would definitely recommend doing this ahead of time, but I'm quite lucky in the fact that I'm fairly well au fait with at least, you know, a few generations back past my grandparents. So yeah, if you can really construct quite a big tree actually. And the other side of the family, that is quite well documented already. There's already someone on that side of the family that does all that sort of stuff. So in actual fact, I could, if I pulled it all together, I really could make one heck of a family tree from it, if needed. But it was just interesting to go back on that particular line for me. It's quite nice. It poses a lot of questions, but it also, you know, gives you a sense of being, I suppose. So that's just something something else, and that's one of the things I was going to mention, and I left it till the end. So yeah, nice to see. I think at some point, if I'm ever down that way, definitely would like, because it's only like basically like a tiny village where a lot of them lived and where they had families. You know, one of those things are like they all know each other and they're all blooming farmers. But yeah, it's great. It's great to see. And that didn't take me too long either. I probably spent a couple of hours, 4 or 5 hours, I think, in one evening. When yeah, I was going to do videos, obviously, but there you go, get distracted. So that's where we're up to. I'll thank you for watching. I've rambled as always, but then again, if you follow the channel, you should expect that by now, and probably watch it on like 4 times speed or something, I guess. So yeah, I'll see you next time, guys. Thanks for watching. Expect some stuff coming up soon. Like I say, probably Greedfall. Hopefully Greedfall, then definitely some Cyberpunk, and maybe some hardware stuff thrown in. The sprinkles on the top. See you very soon. Bye for now.